All right, I've been requested to do a video on how to do tracks um, for Farming Simulator 19, Farming Simulator 22. And then lo and behold, a friend asked me if I could help him with his tracks. So I'm going to do his tracks and show you how we do that. So you can see I've got the track object file from him. This is the file that I created from Blender after importing it. Inside here, I've got 32-inch track pads. As you can see, it's slightly wider with the 40-inch track pads. What I did is I duplicated this and then created just a single track pad for both the 32 and the 40-inch track pads. So what we're going to do is, let me remove those because that's going to be part of what we do. So what we need to do first is we need to make sure that the UV map for each of these is where it should be. And so UV map is correct for this. It's one down, which here, I'll just show you how I did it. We're going to do Smart UV Project Unwrap. It starts here. Then with the UDAM tool I have, just select color material 0. And that's good. Same thing with that. That's good. Okay. Now what we're going to do, I've created a Bezier circle. If you notice, it is looking pretty much like the exact shape of the track. And what I did here is to try to make it look good is the pivot, because the tracks pivot on these pins in between each one. And so I basically just took the Bezier circle, added nodes, and then put those nodes all the way across. Doesn't matter how many nodes you have, to match pretty much the center of the pins all the way around. The other thing you're going to need is you're going to need the Giants i3D export tool. And you also notice that I'm in Blender 2.92. I do most of my other work in 3.5, but for tracks, I've got to go back to 2.92 because the Giants official tool does not work in 3.5. Okay, so what we're going to do for the Bezier circle, we're going to go to Tools and do Data Object from Curve, which brings up this. I already counted how many links there are. There's 50, and so all we're going to do is hit Create, and there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the curve array, go to Attributes, go down to Object Data Texture, and make sure Export Position and Export Orientation are checked. Then what we're going to do is go back to Tools and then Export Object Data Texture. So you notice we only have 3 files here. Now we're going to export it. Now we have a curve array, direct draw surface, or a DDS file. Okay. So now we're done with that. We can hide both of those because we're not going to need them right now. Okay. Now for the track pads, how do we get the track out? So we've already set up the UV map, the main UV map. So now what we need to do is we need to add in another UV map for both tracks. Okay. Now I'm also going to add in an empty. This is going to be called 32-inch tracks. And I'm going to create a duplicate of that. That's going to be 40-inch tracks. Okay, so I'm going to put the 32-inch pads. Notice I have it with .001 behind it. So I'm going to bring those into each of their respective groups. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start duplicating them. I need 50 of them because that's how many links I have. So I'm going to duplicate them 50 times. Going out to 10, then I'll grab the entire group and duplicate that 4 times. I think I only did that 3. Oh, no, good. There's 4. And do the same thing for the 40-inch track pads. There's 8, 9, 10. perfect. There's 20, 30, 40, 50. Did I do that right? Perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of the 40-inch track pads. Uh-oh. Looks like I moved some of them. So let me get those back to the origin. There we go. So what I did there is, if you didn't see it, I did Shift S, and then I quickly moved up, but you probably didn't see it because it's dragging with all these in here. And then just hit that top one. But if you hit Shift S and move your mouse right away to the direction, it's really cool because it actually go ahead and does the action. All right, now I'm going to edit these. Go into UV editing. I've got the 40-inch trackpad selected. I'm going to do a Smart UV project on wrap again. And that's that. Now I'm going to go back to object mode. Come on. Object mode, there we go. Select all of the 32-inch track pads. Edit them. Select them all. UV unwrap. Smart UV project. They're very detailed trackpads. If you're going to do them, I suggest making them less detailed than this. But this is what my friend gave me, so that's what we're going to do with. All right, we're going to go back to layout. All right, so now we're going to go to attributes. Make sure it's auto assigned. Yep. Let's be a little bit slow on us. I've got a decent computer. It's just when you get huge graphics like these, it slows down a little bit, but that's okay. I'm also trying to record a video, which doesn't help. Just scrolling. Doesn't like all those trackpads. Well, this is fun. Okay, so we're going to do auto assign. Make sure those are both there. Okay, good. What you want to do is make sure your merge children is on. Good for both of those. Now I'm going to select both of these. Actually, To make it simpler, I'm just going to delete these out for now. I'm not going to save it. Okay, so now what I can do, so the merge children's on for there, merge children's on for there, go to export and export all. Now we sit and wait for it to do its thing. When it's done, we'll get into Giants Editor and show you how to add the files into it. Computer's chugging along, so it's still going. Hang in there. Still chugging along. Still cranking along. All right, fans are starting to cool off, slow down, so hopefully here in the next minute it'll be done. Any minute now. Don't worry, it is doing its thing. Nope, fans are cranking back up. I guess it's not done yet. I guess it's taking longer because I got 2 tracks instead of just 1. We'll get there. Just takes a little bit of time. Fans are slowing down again, so maybe this time. No, fans are going back up. All right, there we go. So now I can go back to the folder and you notice we have the tracks, the 3D file. So we can open that up. So now we have 30-inch tracks and 40-inch tracks. Zoom in a little bit here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add in a gloss map. I'm just going to use the default for now. And default normal map. I'm going to add in the vehicle shader. I'm going to go to variation, select motion path, second UV color mask. Now we open this, go to the custom texture 3 down here. Going to open it up, and we're going to get the curved array that we created. Click OK, and bam, there we have our track. See, once this node gets out of view, that's when it starts disappearing like that. So if you notice, it's gone far enough a while. Okay, 40-inch tracks should be the same. Yep, 40-inch tracks are there, and they're both color coded. So now we can actually change or color configure. So now we can change the color. I think he's doing this with a really dark black. There we go. So there's black tracks, and that's how you do it. Save this and get it sent to them.